welcome back. If you've been following my channel for a while, then you'll know of this project. But if you're new to the channel, then I'll introduce you to this new project that I'm going to be working on. I haven't posted in a while, and I apologize for that. If you're following it for the marble disc project, it's still in process. I'm still doing the refinement. I've just put it aside for a little while, and I've been busy with a main project that is for work, which I can't film because it's for a private residence. But so that's what I've been busy with. So this project is one that I did a few years ago, and it's one of my earliest videos. You can go back into the archive if you wish. And one of the things that I had in mind when I first created this project was a bunch of grapes. And then I would also create a bowl to display them. So I'll have the pink, I'll have a couple of the pink, maybe one or two green, maybe one or two of red. And so it'd be quite a large, bountiful display in a beautiful hand-made marble bowl. I haven't decided what material I'm going to use yet. I'm torn between several different materials. I have access to some pretty exciting materials, but if I don't want to waste them either. So it's because this isn't a project that I'm getting paid for. I'm always very careful about what blocks I cut up for what purposes, since these are just merely display pieces for my own amusement. When you're shaping up a block that's worth hundreds of dollars, and maybe one that matches up with another lot of marble that you already have, you want to save that for a special project. So I might make the bowl out of a black marble, or I might make it out of a cream colored marble, or I might make it out of I have also an exotic, so it's like I think it's in the travertine family that I contemplated. It's a kind of a wild asymmetric material. It's got veining on one side but not on the other. That might be interesting too, just simply because it's an unusual looking material. So I got lots of options, and I'm toying with that. I haven't quite made up my mind just yet, but that's the concept. The Onyx Grape project, and it's one that I'm quite pleased with. It really worked out. I was very satisfied with the whole project, and you can see it's quite a realistic bunch. And these are made out of a pink onyx, mounted on a copper wire stem. So it's part of a larger project that I had envisioned when I first started this. Wasn't just going to be one bunch of grapes. It was going to be a large bowl of grapes of various different types. So the overall display is going to be quite realistic and satisfying. So I figured, well, I'd get started with this right away. I still have to source the other colors of grapes. So I wanted to do a red and a green, and then I got these pink ones. So I thought, well, you know what, I'll do a couple of the pink ones since I've got more than enough of the pink onyx. So that's what I got started on that, and I thought, it's the best way to get back into that project, keep the momentum going. So I thought I'd show the process of making this bunch as a second bunch. So I've already started on the stem, which is just twisted copper wire. Essentially, it looks like a tree. And I don't know how accurate this is to actual. I haven't compared this to an actual grape stem, but in the end, the concept is that each of these little stems will have a grape hanging off of it. So you just keep on adding on stems until you've got enough to make a nice full bunch. And I've got a bowl of these grapes already shaped out, and I just, it's pretty simple and easy to shape the rough grapes, and they're just kind of lumpy and roundish. And then all these will be hand finished using just sandpaper, and I'll just work them in by hand. It's a bit fiddly, and usually ends up resulting in a few of these go flying across the room as they get very kind of slippery and round. But so I'll make up extras of these, and probably make up about 3 times what I've got already made up. And then I can pick through them as the ones that I want, and kind of create the sculpture of the grapes as I go. But in the meantime, I'll have this stem created, and once I've got it shaped the way that I want it to, you can see this one is slightly larger than the last one, and I've added on a little bit of a, I'm not sure what these are called, but the vine, the little twists that cling on to things. So I had added that on just for a bit of fun. So follow along and you'll see the progress. This might take some years to do. Again, this is all my projects are, this is not a fast thing to do. It takes time. It's fiddly. A lot of it is hand done, and it's a slow process. I don't do things quickly. I don't use machines. I don't even use power tools unless I absolutely have to. For me, it's all part of the tactile experience of shaping. It's quite an enjoyable, almost a meditative experience, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy these kinds of projects, is that it's you do a few at a time, and you get around to it, and then before you know it, you've got enough to complete the task. It's a fun piece, and it's a great use for these bits of random offcuts, which is where it all started in the first place. It was just a way of using this stuff up so that it doesn't get wasted. So one of the things that you have to that I've had to factor into when making this is the fact that the grape, so there's going to be a hole drilled in at the end of each of these grapes. So you have to factor in how deep is it's going to go into the, right? So that's why some of these are quite long, because that's, it's not going to be seen. So that I may cut some of these back a little bit, but most of that length is going to be inserted into the grape, and that's important because you want enough traction so that the grape doesn't fall off. And there will be a little bit of a clear resin put in there, but you do rely to a certain extent on the mechanical connection that the grape will have with the actual copper. So it's just something to consider if you're wondering about why these are kind of long and gangly. That's the reason. So I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, whether or not it's going to be something that is going to be of much interest to people. But I thought I'd post it. It's something a little bit different. It's something that I enjoy as a project. Not sure if people enjoy watching me do it, but this might inspire people to take a wire sculpture, for instance, which is a very interesting sculpting medium. You can do a lot of interesting things with it. And if you're ever wondering where you can source wire, well, everybody's got electrical appliances around that you're probably going to throw out or send off to recycling when they're broken. And if you're careful, you can strip the outer sheathing off the wire, and all those little twisted wires together. Well, you can do some very interesting things with that wire. And it's essentially free. So for people that have thin skin, not everybody has tough skin. So if you are working with copper wire or any kind of wire, it can get sharp. And so you couldn't hurt to protect your hands. For me, I'd I have fairly resilient hands from working with stone, so it's not really an issue for me. But I know that not everybody has tough hands, so it's there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself. It can be quite sharp copper, and apparently, just learned about this fairly recently, you can actually have toxic exposure to too much copper. So since it is a form of a heavy metal, though it's an essential heavy metal, too much of it is not a good thing. So yeah, can't hurt to take precautions to protect yourself if you feel that you may be vulnerable. Safety is always the most important thing. So one of the things that I try to make sure careful of is, if you can, try to twist the wire around in the same direction each time, unless of course you want to build up the thickness. So as you've seen, some of the wires I've gone against the twist. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I've gone against the twist. I have to apologize. The camera work is not that great. It's a little dim, the image. I really got to do something about that. I need to get a camera with either a larger aperture or a larger sensor, because I've been having problems with lighting for a while, and I just find that I've got this place lit up like crazy, and it's just not coming through on the camera. But that's a minor thing. That's something that'll get worked out in time. It's the growing pains of digital media, something that I'm not that familiar with. One thing I have learned is that cameras, you get what you pay for. That's why I've ended up resorting to my smartphone. It still has a better image than any of the cheap cameras that I bought. So I think you get the idea.